Screen falling off the door hanging off the hinges. My feet are still sore, my back's on the fringes. We tore up the walls, we slept on couches. We lifted this house, firecrackers in the east. My car parks out, your hands on my cheeks, your shoulder in my mouth. I was up against the wall on the west mezzanine. We rattle this town, we rattle this scene.
Hey, what is up guys? Topher here, bringing you another high-level Halo Wars commentary today. We're going to be playing on the docks against metaloidmonkey and Bubba Justy, and they'll be running Anders Arbiter, and I'll be with BH on 2 Legit, and we'll be running Cutter Arbiter in this first game of 2. So these games are fresh off the press. I finally decided now was a good time to start recording some videos since I don't really have that many to upload. So this game was actually played today. And another different thing is not only was I recording, but we were running some Cutter Arbiter because the stupid combos just I mean, we weren't doing necessarily bad with them. We just felt like, try harding a little bit, just a change of pace. So we're gonna be running Cutter RB. Unfortunately, again, I guess, and unfortunately, I lost that ghost right there. But I'm gonna be all right. So we do have a leader advantage on docks, but the way this game is played, it's kind of interesting. So that's why I'm including this one in one of the games I upload. And I'm just gonna start off by playing some pretty standard defense, and we'll see how the game develops from there. So I guess in some other news, Halo Wars Legion. We basically limits a couple months ago created a Halo Wars Legion site because those of you that were around during the the real old Lazy Frog days, that then eventually developed into the Halo Wars Legion days. There's always been, not always, I guess for the past year or so, there's been like a Halo Wars website for high level players to go to and just kind of hang out and do whatever they want to do on a forum. But yeah, it's been a while since there's been one, so recently me and Limits have finally made the another Halo Wars Legion. It's halowarslegion.boards.net. I'll put the link in the description. Currently registration is unrestricted, but you should be able to get approved. Pretty much everyone should be able to get approved, but it's just registration is restricted, so don't be alarmed if you go sign up on the site. If you want, I mean, it's just a place where there's a decent amount of high-level players. You can talk to them or just try to find people to play with or something if you want. It's by far not the most active website, and we weren't expecting it. We're just having it's not like we're really paying anything for it. It's just more there to be there than anything else. So don't get your expectations up too high about it. I pretty much designed what you see on the site today in about an hour and a half one night. So it's definitely not amazing, but it's suitable, I guess you can say. I guess into the game for a half second here. I did go on offense because Metaloid likes to like walk around and pick up money and every pads and stuff. So I knew he wasn't really going to be doing a big hit. So I decided to go Temple Third offense and go and try to catch these Warthogs, which I do end up successfully doing, as you can see right here. Those Warthogs are dead. Now I'm going to head back up to Metaloid's base on offense because Metaloid's slapping a depot that he's not even going to kill. And the tank, hopefully, in theory, should still get out of that depot. So, I'm just, now here's the interesting part of the game. I see a summit. So Metaloid ended up going summit 5th on a keep, but then, he didn't, stay on keep forever. He still, got a pretty decently early citadel up after going summit 5th. And that would be a really good thing if I just didn't come on offense, period. But since I came on offense, I'm not going to let him get a bunch of Banshees out and pretty much not do anything about it. So here's a point in the game where I was pretty indecisive about what I wanted to do. At first, I was going to slap down. I was going to, at first I'm going to get my own summit up. But I was on the other side of his base I was going to use my grunts to just grunt his heavy pads down because in theory, if he doesn't have any heavy pads, he can't really pump out of his summit. But then in the middle, I made a mid-game decision to decide I'd rather just kill the summit because you really killing the eco is only really all that amazing if they're on double summit in order to stop the pump. But since he was on single, I decided it was going to be a better idea to rage run to the other side and drop the actual summit because he'd still be able to pump Banshees if I just killed a couple heavy pads off his base. But now since his summit's dead, He's going to be rebuilding, or not rebuilding his Arbiter. He's going to be teching up his Arbiter. He ultimately got 2 boost Banshees out of that summit, at the cost of having like an eco a little bit because he had to go summit 5th. So I don't know. It wasn't bad, but I don't know how amazing it was. I guess you kind of have to do something when you're against Cutter Arby with Anders Arby on the docks. But yeah, so here I flared too late to tell Legit to camp that grunt, so that grunt's going to get through. No big deal, though. I mean, it's going to kill a pad, but it just kind of sucks, but it's part of the game. But yeah, I'm going to be teching up my Arbiter, and I'm building one more grunt to try to drop this heavy supply pad because I've already weakened it enough to the point where one grunt will kill it. So I want this grunt that's halfway out to jump through, and then I can recall, and we can double team that stuff off on my base, the Banshee and the Arbiter. So legit, build a front turret this game. I don't think that was that on purpose. So I think that was half an accident. But yeah, we decided since we are against Anders Arbiter, we are not going to be canny down teching this game. Canny down teching is a perfectly fine option, but this game we decided to play for a little later game. And yeah, so I recall finally the 3 tanks and my Arbiter are going to make these Banshees switch away. They both lived black bar, so that's kind of unfortunate. And we did weaken the Arby, so we're like I did lose a building summit on my base, so it looks worse than it is because that pad in the front he denied was actually just a building summit. So I ended up losing 2 heavy supply pads, which kind of sucks, but I also got a heavy off him and a summit. And my eco was a little better to start, so I think this will put us about even in the end. I don't think either me or Metaloid are that far ahead of each other when it's all said and done, due to the summit 5th on a keep. But yeah, so I'm just going to keep upgrading some pads, we're legit starting to clear that base for money. The Banshees, the 2 week Banshees are boosting back, so I'm just going to, I guess I think I killed one earlier, I missed it, but yeah, they have one black bar boost Banshee left. That's going to be pretty annoying because they'll be able to get scouts off on us, and there's not much we can do. I'm going to end up going all Arbiter here because Metal is going all Arbiter, and if you couldn't tell by now, Bubba is going tanks this game. He lost his first 3 hogs. He might have been purposely going tanks the entire game anyways after some gunner hogs, but after he lost those 3 hogs, he pretty much got forced into building tanks, but ultimately I think that's what he was going to try to do anyways, so it sucked that he didn't get to use those hogs to actually do damage, but I mean, that's good for us because I caught the hogs. So yeah, I'm just going to be picking up money, upgrading some supply pads, getting some tech, I'm going to give legit the click here and there just because me and Metal are both all Arbiter. We both played a lot of games against each other like this. He calls it like the gentleman's agreement to not build air or something. So I'm going to just go all Arbiter back because in theory, if we have Cutter going tanks and they have Anders going tanks after building hogs, we should, in theory, be winning because Cutter's just better at tanks, especially since we didn't build hogs. I mean, we did build a turret that's kind of pointless, but whatever. I mean, he built hogs. But yeah, so I'm going to continue clicking because we're getting power turret up right here. And I'm just going to keep picking up this money. So we're down teching power turret. We're going to throw up a triple depot because I think we're going to end up double down teching. So he's going to be able to hold a couple cycles of triple pump. With my occasional click here and there. So yeah, I'm just continuing to pick up this money, just waiting. I'm saving up for Tech 2 a little bit here, but then I asked legit how soon until he wants to push, and we're just kind of like trying to find a good timing because like this is kind of an awkward timing for me because his power turret's like 65% right now, and I have the money for Tech 2, so we could either wait a little bit, and I have a Tech 2 RB, we have like 1 more or 2 more power turret tanks, or we just go in now. So we decide to just go in while power turret's finishing, and that ends up being, you're going to see how this engagement goes for us. So I have Tech 1 RB, and we have Canny still, because power turret was finishing. We weren't expecting them to be barricading the middle. I'm assuming they weren't really barricading. They were just clearing the base at the bottom, and they happened to be there. But they have just as many tanks as us, and since we were going for power turret, and we pushed a little prematurely, we engaged a little earlier than we would have liked. It's going to be a pretty good engagement for them. So me and Metaloid, I think Metaloid's still a Tech. Metaloid's a Tech 2 already, so that was part of the awkward timing for us. I don't know. I'm sure Metaloid gave a couple clicks this game. I don't know how many more or less I gave than him, but I obviously was not a Tech 2 RB, and he obviously was. I was going to get Tech 2 if that engagement went better for us. But since I did lose my Arbiter and their Arbiter did not die, I am just going to be, and you can see right there that they're getting power turret up right now. So me and legit, we're kind of pissed about that engagement. We're just like, wow, that's some bullshit because we weren't expecting them to be kind of half barricading the middle. So that engagement definitely wasn't on the terms that we were expecting them to be because we were expecting to be able to run into their tanks like basically the second we had power turret. So it would have been power turret versus canny, and it would have been much better for us. But because of how it went, and how we kind of traded tanks, and I lost my RB and they didn't, I'm going to instead, just while I'm rebuilding my RB, I'm going to continuously get some clicks to allow legit to hold up his triple pump. Because I obviously have to spend all this time waiting to get my RB back out. But the second I get out, it's when we're going to rage run. You can see I'm scanning over that base down there a lot because just another thing. I know Metaloid likes to play for the Expo with his cubby, so Metaloid does have that base. I don't know if we flared it earlier. I think we did at some point. But Metaloid does have an Expo. It's probably just an outpost right now, so it's not that big of a deal. Maybe it's a keep, but not too far into it. But yeah, as you can see, they have power turret. Now we're finally going to do the engagement. But now they have power turret and we have power turret, and they have a Tech 2 RB and we have a Tech 1 RB. They do have about 6 tanks, it looks like, 6 power turret tanks, and that's how many we have about on offense. They ended up canny and tanks, and I think we haven't used our cannies yet. So we're going to try to canny this Arbiter. I'm going to try to double team the Arbiter with our cannies so we can get an RB kill and maybe force them to drop a D-bomb. So Metal got trapped back here. And we did end up getting the kill. So now I'm still alive, half health. They've already used their cannies, so I would be able to probably clean house. We do have 4 tanks against 4, but they have a bunch of weak ones, and we have tanks streaming across the map still. Obviously, Bubba Justy's on Defender's advantage right here. But yeah, I gave 2 more clicks to get my heal, so it doesn't harm Legit's pump. So yeah, we have 5 tanks on offense now. And they have 2 more they just spotted out of their base. So it's a 5-on-3, and we're on offense. Metal is obviously rebuilding his Arbiter, but now it's down to a 3-on-3 because they had cannies. And it's about to be a 3-on-2, I believe, but now 4-on-2. So this engagement's going well because once you get to the point where my Arbiter's still alive and we have more tanks on offense than they have on defense, we should be able to continue the push in theory. And that's what we got going right now. So that D-bomb's almost gone finally. Metaloid's Arbiter, I'm sure, is going to be back somewhat soon because he died a whole D-bomb cycle ago. And yeah, so we're just trying to pick off tanks. So we only have 3 on offense now, and they have 3, but they have a couple weak ones. And the D-bomb's finally gone. I can go into rage. I can pick off this tank and pick off the other tank, hopefully. And then everything should be good. So we have more tanks on offense now. Here's Metaloid's RB. But we're just going to end up just dropping a D-bomb to not mess with it, because if Metaloid were to go clutch RB Rage and kill all those, we wouldn't be in a bad spot. But it definitely is much more ideal for us just to guarantee not losing any tanks to the Arbiter. So we can just continue holding our push, because if we just drop that D-bomb, they can't really push us off. So Metaloid's kind of raising me down. Keep in mind, I'm still Tech 2, and Metaloid's been I'm still Tech 1, and Metaloid's been Tech 2 like for every single engagement we've had pretty much. And I told Legit to use his candy on that tank because Metal was trying to catch incoming tanks, but I was double teaming with that one tank, and we got the Arbiter kill. So I got 2 RB kills with a Tech 1 RB versus a Tech 2 RB, obviously with some help from our tanks cannies, but still, I've killed a lot more tanks this game, all things considered, even though I'm only Tech 1. So that helped out a lot. Screen froze there for a second. I think that's going to happen for you guys too based on the last video. I don't know what's going on with that cap card. I had a little bit of problems today trying to use it, but I think I figured it out. But I don't know why. I'm getting some distortion in my video. But it's not too bad right now, though. It's only every like 1 second every like 10, 15 minutes, so I'm not concerned about it right now. But yeah, I guess we'll move on to game 2. We are on Labyrinth. So once again, it's Cutter RB versus Anders RB, same players. We got the good spawn, they got the bad spawn. Well, at least the good spawn in our minds, because I don't know how people think about what's good and what's bad on spawns anymore for Labby. But for us, this is the good spawn, and they have the bad spawn because I like having a shield ghost. So yeah, I'm just going to go through and try to get their hook legit. Ran their hog when the shield was going up, so it kind of fucked up clearing up their hook. So we should. So yeah, their hook isn't all the way cleared yet. I sent my ghost in first to try to take the shots, but when I bought the sentinel, it kind of pushed the sentinel back, so I'm gonna get shot. Bubba did buy a shield, but I am going to be able to kill the shield. I lose an offensive in the process. There's Metaloid has an offensive pushing up to 2 legits base. Trying to deny pad. And I wasn't building my base. Holy crap! I don't know what that was about either. But yeah, Metaloid. I think we killed their. I don't know if we killed their offensive yet. I think legit someone back and I someone back. So we're gonna both be clicking on this hook to try to get this offensive, but neither of us end up getting it. So Metaloid's gonna get that offensive off the hook. I do get the offensive from their hook though. Legit was building a barracks because he wants to try to get ODSTs up, but not really. He's gonna DQ that and build a reactor, as you can see there. And I am just going to push this offensive up while leaving one offensive on defense. Because obviously Metaloid has our hook right now, but we have theirs. And I know it's inevitable that Metaloid is going to try to push the Sentinels, and there it is right now. So I'm going to send the one offensive I have on defense back to the back of my base. And there you can see he has 2 offensives. I have 1, legit has 1, and I have 1. And I think I got a kill with an offensive right there. And I think my offensive is going to get another one too, or legits will. But ultimately, we didn't lose any offensives there. And Metaloid lost both, so that was good for us. So I'm going to end up going Temple 5th here due to the nature of spamming so many offensives. I could go Temple 4th, but since I'm building just so many, this is probably like my 4th or 5th one I built. I'd rather just go Temple 5th for the slightly better eco. And my Arbiter doesn't really need to be anywhere yet, considering Bubba is just now queuing Gunner. Because, I made him DQ the reactor the first time. He probably could have kept that one building and got Gunner a little bit sooner. Because you need to have 2 offensives shooting a reactor the entire time in order to deny, and I only had 1, but he ended up DQing it. So I'll take it. So Metaloid sent some offensives back to try to kill mine, but I ended up killing his. Their reactor is red bar for later, though, so it's not like all that damage I did to that reactor was for nothing. And I still deny that pad, and now I'm just going to back up. Because Anders finishes Gunner pretty damn quickly. And I don't want to mess with that. I want to keep my offensives alive. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. Legit's doing fine now, and I've definitely done more harassment to their UNSC base than they've done to ours at this point in the game. So we're feeling pretty good. Cutter and Anders basically are like kind of the same on this map. There's not really a big. It's not nearly as big as a leader screw kind of difference as Dox is. I actually think Metaloid might tell you that Anders is better on this map, but in my opinion, Anders and Cutter are like the same, and Forge is better. But yeah, it's no big deal. So this is kind of a fair matchup. And I'm just going to begin Citadel. I had a pad heavy. I'm gonna pick up all of this money in the middle. That beautiful money. That's gonna really push my eco, jumpstart it a little bit. I can get heavies earlier, and Citadel and all that good stuff. So I'm going to swing these offensives around and try to get them in position. I'm going to try to push those offensives to Bubba's base when my Arbiter is about to show up. So when he, in theory, comes in and tries to kill my offensives, I can just kill his Warthogs and bada bing, bada boom, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, I'm just going to continue to pick up money here as I keep getting some heavies. So yeah, so I'm just walking to that reactor. Not much be going on. And now I'm almost there though, so I could continue buying offenses from my reactor and from our hook, not our reactor, and send them to the teleporter right now to keep porting them in. But they're gonna be on defense. Metaloid is on defense right here, but I do get a nice little micro, I guess, of my offensives, and Metaloid doesn't end up killing any of the offensives, and I got him all away, even though he was in regular rage on defense on him, so that was good for me. I'm going to start building some Suicide Grunts because I normally, like, Suicide Grunts are kind of unorthodox on Labby. But since the Anders base is already so weak and I can really do some damage on his eco, it's going to be pretty good for us. So before Bubba came over with all those hogs, he already had the expo cleared. On their side, you can see right there that Metaloid has a shield going up. Metaloid shielded. I am not planning on shielding anytime soon. But yeah, I'm just going to upgrade my pads and send my ghosts around, try to keep it alive, but that's obviously not living. So I wanted to kind of engage those. Like if I would have had a little bit more time to let Fiendish finish and stack up a tiny bit more money, I would have engaged those hogs and that Arby, even though I would have been alone, because like I just could have killed a lot of the, at least of the non-shield hogs. But instead, because I didn't really have the eco, Fiendish wasn't quite done. I just decided after doing a couple rages that that engagement wasn't going to go all that great for me, and I didn't want legit to have to click me at that point in the game. So I just decided recalling would be the better option for me here. And but now I'm going to be back on offense with a full Tech 1 Arbiter, and you're going to be able to see what happens here. So I'm going to actually try to engage these hogs, and the video is going to be winding down here, so I'll let you enjoy what's about to come. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
I am your death without salvation. Oh, my gift to you is your death.
Hog taking casualties!
I will not remember your death.
Hog caught a blast!
I
Need
will
help
not
here!
remember
Taking
your
fire!
death.
Local units.
They give you bullets?
Local
Very
units.
well.
Local units.
We're taking it.
As you say.
Local units. Local
Lead
units.
the way.
Local units.
Last.
Local units.
No more waiting.
Local units.
I
Right
will.
here.
Local
Go here,
units.
go
What
there.
now?
Local
No
units.
mercy. Honor.
Local units.
In I go.
Local units.
Guides me, my warrior.
Grunt ready.
Local
No
units.
mercy.
Local
I'll
units.
bring them down.
Local units.
Away.
Local units. Local units. Local
Right
units.
here.
Local units.
Your
Local
blood is
units.
already. And
Local units.
toward glory.
I lose lunch now.
Local units.
I'll bring them down.
Local units.
Grunt reporting.
Local units.
Fate
Local
my
units.
My anger is deep, and my blade hungers. Quickly, I need your strength beside me. A painful end to a coward's life. Can no one sate my thirst for battle?
Ram that elite! It's our only chance!
Local units.
Gas away. Okie dokie. Yippee!
What now?
Your team is victorious.